Chapter 17. Perception. I am glad I found you, Edward. What was up with those ghosts talking to you? Something about gaslighting. I have no idea. Ask Trinity if she has any answers, Edward replied. Or better yet, ask Dr. Alexander Saldek how our labyrinth got completely renovated in less than 2 weeks. I mean, look at this blue energy along the skirting, considering that all the hallways have been reconstructed. And where the hell is the Topaz Mana Tower? Staying close to each other, they were looking out for more blue holograms while venturing through. Something's amiss. I think I hear chains grinding behind this wall. Edward pushed his ear against the wall, listening to a shrieking cry. Sounds to me that Hope is dominating yet another monster. That is his 7th kill today. Edward, put your guard up, Jane whispered in tongues, casting 6 shadow clones. The walls around them began shaking as they all stood ready to fight. Jane's clones stepped forward to further explore. Hearing an echoing growl, all 6 shadow clones were damaged. They dispersed. Eerie footsteps crept closer, pounding through the floor with each step, sending goosebumps through Edward's hairless skin. Standing in front of them was a large quadruped beast with a long snout, a scar across both eyes, and a dripping wet nose. Good, a game of cat and dog. Edward, follow my lead. Edward. Edward ran away in the opposite direction with his tail wrapped around his waist, not looking back. I will give you a running start, friend. Jane snickered. You know, if you would stop picking, it won't agitate so badly, she said, pointing to the beast's wide scar across both eyes. Am I talking to a docile doggy or a smart doggy? Jane whispered in tongues, clicking her fingers, casting slow time. An invisible sphere appeared with the diameter of 100 feet. Charging against Jane's slow time spell with mighty force, the large quadruped beast began to move slower once it was nearly halfway to her. Jane whispered in tongues, conjuring her redwood bow staff, which she held from its tip, giving her a good range. Striking both sides of the beast's front claws. Jane spoke in tongues, casting shadow clones that jumped between the wall and the beast's body, back and forth, mounting at the base of its neck. Flying behind Jane were 2 ruby cult-like mystics. It's about time you guys came to help. Both men spoke simultaneously. Jane Turner, you are coming with us. The boss needs to speak to you privately. Rolling her eyes and clicking her fingers while moving her hand in a circular motion, Jane balanced on the beast's back. Tell the warden he can talk to me in person or at least give me a mission update. Both men spoke in the Mandarin tongue, rotating arcane energy into a savage sphere. Gyrating all different directions in the palms of their hands, it formed cold energy. Ice beam, weasel shit. Jane mocked as 2 out of the 4 ice spheres hit her, covering her body in a thick ball of ice. All shadow clones dispersed, and Jane dropped her frozen redwood bow staff, which shattered on impact. Only able to use one hand, Jane squeezes the saggy skin at the back of the beast's neck. She cast 3 shadow clones and a disguise spell as metallic amethyst elites flew behind her, throwing illusionary energy balls that dispersed as smoke. What are you doing? Why are you attacking us? Shouting at Jane's clones, both ruby cult-like mystics were easily distracted. Jane spoke in the Mandarin tongue, rotating arcane energy into a savage sphere that gyrated in all different directions in the palm of her hand, forming fire energy, melting her icy prison. Jane broke free, jumping off the beast's head and flying out in front of it. Whispering in tongues, she cast slow time, followed by a red portal gyrating clockwise. The large quadruped beast planted its feet onto the ground and pushed back from the red portal's black hole as the slow time reduced in strength, trying to push back. Both ruby cult-like mystics were flying too fast and unable to pull away in time. They were sucked through the black hole's vacuum and crashed into planet Siona's magma. The large quadruped beast pushed away from the black hole with all its might as slow time ran out. Speaking in tongues, Jane cast set after set of 6 shadow clones that ran past her portal and struck the beast's vulnerable areas. The large quadruped cried in pain, trying to protect itself by flicking its hind legs and forelegs, but only stopping a few of the clones. After 1 minute, Jane's red portal spell ended with no chance of dragging the beast through. Kickboxing is my favorite martial art. It works well in combination with Daredevil and weapons master classes, wouldn't you agree? Multiplying herself through countless sets of shadow clones, she executed a variety of creative attacks, striking the large quadruped beast's most exposed targets, each clone inflicting minor damage. Attack after attack, the beast was paralyzed, dropping to the floor. I will offer you mercy if you tell me who your master is. Otherwise, prepare for police brutality, Jane the pissed-off bounty hunter style, Jane yelled, clicking her fingers. Whimpering in response, the beast said, Cameron summoned me here to kill Edward. Cameron ordered that Jane is not to be harmed, only humiliated. Jane frowned. So you can talk? What do you mean, summoned you here? Are you meaning from Daddy's video game, the class that Cameron suggested? Or are you talking about the religion Dark Sparrow freaked out about? Well, what do you mean, summoned? The beast breathed slowly in response. Your best friend, Marcus Johnson, is the mastermind behind everything. Believe it or accept it. His son is the chosen one. Jane gritted her teeth. Tell me why I shouldn't kill you right now. Marcus Johnson is a prophet seeking revenge against everyone who has hurt him. Inside Gwenvale Asylum, he is in solitary confinement, planning something bigger than what we could imagine. Cameron has been trying to work out coordinates on all planets to try to open a red portal directly to him. It has been 7 years since you arrested him for murder, Cameron said. Edward pounced from behind, scurrying toward the large quadruped beast's throat, slicing his dagger across. Blood gushed out as the beast closed its eyes. Lying dead, the beast and its blood took a minute to disappear, leaving no trace. Once it had disappeared, Hope stood looking at Jane in disgust. You're my father's best friend. When were you going to tell me? Where is Gwenvale Asylum? Hope, I have a lot to talk about after we find the Discry staff and travel back to Earth. Forget the Discry staff. Take me to see my father now. Jane burst into tears and began blubbering. Hope, your father loves you more than you could ever realize. He is my best friend who protected you from many nasty people while Desmond raised you. Marcus had absolutely no choice in that matter or in any matter. He had no bloody choice because of your narcissistic mother, Jane yelled, sobbing. Blue holograms suddenly appeared from Marcus's past. Hope's mother was not visibly clear. At least there was no body shape resembling her physique. Marcus was yelling, arguing in front of 4-year-old Hope as the boy pretended to be asleep on a couch. I want you to hurry up and settle our divorce, Marcus shouted angrily. The mother spoke softly, divorce is breaking a contract with God and your baptism to the church. Heresy equals disfellowship. Marcus raised his voice. I know the only legitimate reason for divorce is adultery, but damn, this relationship is one-sided. Peter Richardson even said on our third actual visit together that we both need to go our separate ways and have 2 separate independent homes for Hope. The mother spoke softer. What did Peter Richardson say about talking nicely to me when you're in a pissy mood? Marcus exhaled a deep breath, talking sardonically. It makes me feel sad when I am working 2 jobs and giving 70% of my income to you, forcing me to remain in this codependent marriage when I clearly want out. I am still supporting your bum ass while you still choose not to work 2 damn years later. Mockingly imitating his wife, Marcus said, I do not like the people in this job. I want to lose 5 more pounds first to be confident in myself. I want Marcus to pick up more overtime, and I want him to hurry up and become a registered nurse so he's not a disappointment to Hope. Marcus yelled louder as the mother hologram dimmed. I am only asking for divorce, a proper fair mediation, and to still be in Hope's life. Also, just because you have a key to my house does not give you an invitation to move in and playing happy family, sending Hope mixed messages. Sighing in Marcus's face, the mother said, Oh, Suki. I guess that means Marcus needs to go live with his parents until he gets his act together to make this family work. Marcus sobbed, "You're too controlling. Wake up to reality. We are not a happy family." The blue holograms dispersed. Hope stared at Jane, shaking his head. "This is exactly what happened just before the last time I ever saw Dad." Running away, Hope placed his weapon in its sheath. "Hope, you need to give me the chance to properly explain myself. Our enemy is still in here, preventing us from finding the Discry staff." Hope continued to run away, slamming doors, avoiding Jane. He remembered an early childhood event involving his father. "I miss you so much, Daddy. Whoever is running this place, can you take me to my father? I want to see my father. Hope, I am glad you enjoyed the movie today. I need you to be strong because I will be gone for a while, working very hard." 4-year-old Hope hugged Marcus tightly. "I will see you again very soon. In the meantime, keep your mother company. She needs you to look after her. Remember what Wendy said immediately when I dropped you off at child care." 4-year-old Hope waved. "Bye, Dad." Marcus's eyes became teary. "Bye, Dad." 4-year-old Hope waved confidently. "Bye, Dad," Marcus repeated, teary-eyed. Hope cried, searching for more answers. "I miss you, Daddy. I don't understand, why did you have to go away? I understand you and Mommy hurt each other, but that is in the past. I know we will all be together very soon. Come with me back to Albac and meet Master Desmond," Hope called out lovingly. Blue holograms appeared of Marcus talking on a cell phone while Jane was sitting in a chair, observing Marcus. Hope's mother yelled over the cell phone, "You're with that slut Jane Turner. You realize that you will never see Hope again." Marcus cried while Jane patted his shoulder. "You can't take a child away from his father. I gave you the penthouse apartment you wanted and emptied the bank account. You also managed to kick me out of my own damn home, harlot. What exactly can you do to simplify things?" The call disconnected on the other end. "I am at work at midnight, so yes, we are together at work." What the hell is her bloody problem? The blue holograms faded as Jane hugged Hope, pecking a kiss on his forehead. "It is okay to cry. I have so much to tell you, but now is not the safest time. Something is drawing out memories and revealing your father's past, trying to divide us." Hope cried, growling at Jane. "Did you and my father have an affair? Did you marry my father and become my stepmother?" Jane shook her head. "Never a romantic relationship of any kind. We were best friends working together in his new job, which then became his only job so he wouldn't burn out working 2 jobs and would have some time with you. Your father tried so hard to provide for you and your mother post-divorce. I will explain everything to you soon," pinky promise and fist bump. Hope remembered that was what he and his father did regularly. He slowly stepped back as more blue holograms appeared. Pinky promise and fist bump, Hope. "I have no idea when, but you will see me as a man and, more importantly, a better father to you." 4-year-old Hope questioned his father's promise. "Mommy said you broke a promise to God. I don't want you to burn in hell." Marcus sighed. "All people foolishly learn the hard way in life. Even though Mommy and Daddy are no longer together, or more like we have been separated for a long time, we both love you very much. We just had many difficulties communicating, and no amount of therapy could change that. Only a good family court judge has the authority to do what needs to be done." Holding 4-year-old Hope tightly, he said, "No matter what happens, remember that both parents love you unconditionally. I'll walk you back home, I mean Mommy's new home. I bet Mommy has something good cooked for your dinner." 4-year-old Hope hugged Marcus. "I love you, Daddy. That is my very last memory of my father." Dark Sparrow and I tore off Scientist's 2 left arms. "Is Scientist making us see this? What is he actually trying to tell me that you failed to tell me?" Jane looked around, seeing no one else in sight. I have an idea, Hope. Perhaps Scientist and his psionics are transmitted through the network of blue pipelines. Dr. Alexander Saldek said his team and Scientist's team gave this place a full sweep. He set up this trap to keep us divided from Amethyst University in order to find out what each of us knows about Marcus. No time now for reminiscing. Give me a chance very soon to explain everything I know. Jane held her arms open lovingly. Hope ran away. I asked for answers 7 years ago. Searching room after room, he was shouting, "Show me more. I need answers. I demand that someone take me to where my father is. My father will be ready to see me and give you what you want." A double door down the corridor slowly crept open, and a deep voice called out, "Hope is the chosen one. The chosen one must lead us to victory. I have a red portal ready to take you to your father." Rushing down the corridor, Jane nearly caught up to him. "Hope, we need to stay together." Hope did not look back at Jane. Hope rushed carelessly into the room, with both doors slamming shut behind him. Jane rushed forward, struggling to open the door. Speaking in tongues, Jane conjured a steel ram pole and cast 6 shadow clones. 3 shadow clones stood on each side of the ram while Jane pressed from behind. After she gave them 3 solid hits, both doors flung open. Inside, Jane saw Cameron Banks and Nigel Giovanni standing in front of a red portal that was gyrating clockwise. Red carpet was laid down on a balcony above. Realizing the assembly hall had cleared out, she said, "Cameron, what are you up to?" "Nigel, who let you out of Rubervale prison?" Cameron laughed. "I believe the odds are fair 1-on-1. Jane moved toward the men as she whispered in tongues, casting slow time. Nigel drew a golden handgun and fired 4 consecutive shots. Slowing down the 9mm rounds, Jane snatched up all bullets. Cameron stepped through the red portal as it closed. Stepping back, Jane assessed her environment. Who is creeping around from the balcony above? Rapscallion Devil is crawling behind Nigel, preparing to pounce. Damn, I am about to be outnumbered, and it looks like it is only going to get worse as slow time is about to expire. Hey, Nigel, is that any way to treat a blonde? Speaking in tongues, Jane cast shadow clones and flicked 4 bullets towards Nigel. Nigel kneeled, slamming both his cybernetic hands onto the carpet, shouting, "Plebadactyr and Sly Fox." 2 purple portals opened in the floor, gyrating counterclockwise. A huge golden humanoid beast with 3 dopey platypus heads, no arms, heavy goat-like hooves, and a long, sharp pointy tail crawled through. Sly Fox crawled through wearing a black and blue striped suit with a fuzzy pink hat and gold chains. He was wielding a golden double-barrel shotgun. Edward pounced from hiding on the second-floor balcony and pressed his claws into the plebadactyr's back, unable to penetrate the plebadactyr's tough skin. Rapscallion Devil pounced, grabbing Sly Fox's golden shotgun with his self-lubricating fingers while slapping his face with his pointy tail. Jane spoke in tongues, casting shadow clones, then shouted, "We need to fight till our last breath." That is Rapscallion Devil. I thought he was just a children's mascot. No time to think, I must fight. I must save my friends. I need to find you, Hope. And I am so sorry I broke your trust. I never wanted to hurt you, only protect you and all children from Nigel. 2 purple portals opened in the floor, gyrating counterclockwise. A huge golden humanoid beast with 3 dopey platypus heads, no arms, heavy goat-like hooves, and a long, sharp pointy tail crawled through. Sly Fox crawled through wearing a black and blue striped suit with a fuzzy pink hat and gold chains. He was wielding a golden double-barrel shotgun. Edward pounced from hiding on the second-floor balcony and pressed his claws into the plebadactyr's back, unable to penetrate the plebadactyr's tough skin. Rapscallion Devil pounced, grabbing Sly Fox's golden shotgun with his self-lubricating fingers while slapping his face with his pointy tail. Jane spoke in tongues, casting shadow clones, then shouted, "We need to fight till our last breath." That is Rapscallion Devil. I thought he was just a children's mascot. No time to think, I must fight. I must save my friends. I need to find you, Hope. And I am so sorry I broke your trust. I never wanted to hurt you, only protect you and all children from Nigel. Jane spoke in tongues, conjuring a 3-foot war fan with 13 blades woven through emerald green material. The fan was engineered and signed by Dr. Axel Chase. Jane whispered in the Mandarin tongue, with every wave of her war fan casting gust-deflecting bullets. Aerokinetics, baby. I will finish you here, Nigel. I'd bet $1 million gold that Cameron made Nigel his sorcery apprentice. Thankfully I learned ventriloquism from Dr. Tracy Genelan, so I can cast spells quickly and silently.